On June the 9th, we commemorate the holy and righteous Father Alexiy Mechev, the Archpriest of Moscow and the father of our beloved Saint Sergei Mechev. My beautiful, precious wife, Nyushenka, the love of my life, take your medicine and drink more milk. Forget about everything and think only of getting better soon. Find consolation in the thought that your husband is constantly thinking of you. Even though I'm 25 versts away from you, my precious wife, I feel like I know what you think of and what you do, my sunshine. That was how the future saint addressed his wife, Anna Petrovna Molchanova. She also came from a clerical family. They had such a charmingly endearing relationship. They had 5 children. Alexandra was born in the 4th year of marriage in 1888. Then they had Anna in 1890. Alexiy was born in 1891 and died when he was under a year. And Sergei Mechev, the future martyr priest, was born in 1892, and Olga was born in 1896. Even years after the wedding, Father Alexiy wrote touching and heartfelt letters to his wife. Anna Petrovna wasn't exceptionally beautiful, but she had a kind and lively disposition and a strong and simple faith. Father Alexiy Mechev, a priest, an ascetic, and a future glorified saint, wrote to her humbly, I know that you're a deeply believing person. Please pray for me, my angel, so that I could be as believing as you are. On March the 19th, 1893, Father Alexiy became the priest of St. Nicholas the Wonder Worker Church in Klionniki district. God knows the depths of every person's heart, so he sent a companion like her to the saint, and she played an important role in Father Alexiy's life. He always remembered his wife as a friend who softly guided him and drew his attention to the things that he overlooked. I was very happy, he wrote to his son years after her death, when your late mother noticed something I did wrong and told me about it. I would immediately take her comments to heart and adjust my actions accordingly. I don't want to be static. Since we don't notice our own flaws, we can improve only with the help of people who are close and dear to us. Their lives were darkened only by the fact that Matushka Anna suffered from severe cardiac insufficiency, and with years the disease was progressing. She married when she was 18, and by 36 she was suffering greatly from edema. Her body swelled, she felt weak, and it was difficult for her to breathe. It was so hard for her that at one point she asked her husband to stop praying for her to stay alive. Anna Petrovna passed away on August the 29th, 1902. According to the old-style church calendar, it's the commemoration day of the beheading of St. John the Forerunner. Father Alexiy took the death of his wife very hard. He would lock himself up in his room praying to God and crying. Later in his letters, he admitted that he was very attached to his beloved wife and suffered from loneliness and his widowerhood. There were many widowers among the priests at the time, but few of them attained sainthood. The death of his dearly beloved wife marked an important milestone for Father Alexiy. He stepped over the line between human love and divine love, denying himself for the sake of others and developing the ability to understand the true nature of people. Yet, he never took any credit for this gift. All this is a mystery of a man's internal transformation. We only know certain milestones on his way. Once, Father John Sergeyev A famous cross-town preacher and miracle worker who would be later canonized heard from his acquaintances about the hardships of Father Alexiy and came to visit his inconsolable friend priest. "Did you come to share my sorrow?" Father Alexiy asked the cross-town priest when he walked in. Father John answered, "I came to share your joy, not sorrow. God is visiting you. Get out of your cell and talk to people. Only after you do that will you start living. You dwell upon your sorrows and think that nobody is more grief-stricken than you are. Go, be with people, see other people's sorrows and empathize with them. Then you will see that your sorrow is insignificant in comparison and you feel better." This is what the righteous John of Krostadt said to Saint Alexiy Mechev. After that, the priests performed the service together in one of the Moscow churches. This marked the beginning of Father Alexiy's special journey, the journey of the elder. It was special because he, who was always considerate of others, who denied himself to devote his life to serving people. This is not to say that Father Alexiy was out of touch with people before meeting Saint John of Krostadt. Helping the needy anytime he could, Father Alexiy set up a shelter for orphans and underprivileged children. He was one of the few Moscow priests who performed liturgy every day. He did it for 8 years in a row, almost totally alone. People started coming to his parish because they knew that they would always come to confession or simply talk to the priest. The doors of his church were always open. With time, he got a reputation in Moscow as a priest you could talk to and get consolation or advice in the most difficult of times. Father Alexiy used to say, "A priest must belong to the people." In his letters to his relatives, he mentioned that he talked to people, did late night and went to bed at 2 a.m., only to wake up early in the morning to be ready for the next day. When people asked him how to solve their problems and improve their life, he told them to keep on praying, pray fervently and relentlessly, he wrote in one of his letters. This is kindly translated by Talib Samedov. The grace of God, which rested abundantly on Father John, illuminated the whole life path of Father Alexiy. I obeyed the words of Saint John of Krostadt. I saw the sorrows in the hearts, and my own sorrowful heart reached out to them. In the grief, my personal grief drowned. I wanted to live again, to comfort them, warm them, love them. From that moment on, I became a very different person. I truly came to life. At first I thought I was doing something and have already done a lot, but after I had to see Father John of Krostadt, I felt that I hadn't done anything yet. And the holy righteous John of Krostadt elevated Father Alexiy to a new stage of pastoral feat, and the humble Marosei priest carried him for 2 decades to the end of his days during the 3 Russian revolutions and the First World War, when the whirlwind of a revolutionary hurricane swept away the millennial foundations of Orthodox statehood and culture on its way. The ministry of Father Alexiy Mechev was the preparation of the people of God for the Christian life in the new conditions. Live for others, and you yourself will be saved. That was Father Alexiy's motto. Father Alexiy often said that each person has his own particular path to salvation, and one must not set a common path for everyone. One mustn't try to work out a formula for salvation which could apply to all people. People are born with different natures, different abilities, intellects, and constitutions. Because of this, Christianity considers equally soul-saving the chaste monastic life and marital life, the priesthood and laity, the rank of soldier and the rank of judge, as long as Christ dwells in the heart. And the task of an elder or a spiritual father is to uncover a person's calling and to point out to him the path which he should take towards the Lord.